Hey everyone, I hope you liked my last video on renting or buying real estate and what should I do, right? People are afraid, market's questionable, but we're positive, so we want to talk about if you're going to buy a home, what should you be buying? So on this little mini episode, we're going to be doing a little bit about a base price range. So if you're not quite ready to get into a house and you want to start somewhere, you want a place, right? This video is going to be for you. So say you have like 100K to 300K and you're looking to buy a place, what should you be buying? So you're probably looking at three options. You're looking at a condo, a townhouse, or a duplex. Right? Condos and townhouses would be at the bottom end of the price range, whereas duplexes are typically mid to higher end range of that price. So when you're looking for a condo, these are the things you got to look at. You got to look at a ton of things for a condo, actually, because it's actually the most complicated thing to purchase. I've dealt with a ton of condos, and us realtors, we think, what's harder to sell? Is it a $2.5 million house or a condo? And the condo is always harder to deal with than the really expensive home. So we're going to go a little bit into that. So first of all, condos, they have a lot of documents when you're looking to buy a place. You got to look at the assessments of the property. Is the building in good condition? Have they let it fall apart? Is it gonna burn down on you? You gotta be looking at these things, and usually you can tell by looking at the condo assessment documents. They give you a lot more documents than that, but we won't go into it now. We'll just go into those. You gotta look at condo fees, and you got to look at how they're spending those condo fees. So if you're buying a condo in a building, I would suggest buying a condo that doesn't have a pool or a ton of mutual living areas, because that raises your condo fees and raises the potential for your condo fees to go up through the roof. And you don't want to be paying high condo fees. Or when you go to sell a place with high condo fees, good freaking luck, because it's not going to happen. There's some buildings in Edmonton anyways where the condo fees are like $900. Like, could you imagine trying to sell that? You're trying to sell your $150,000 condo and you have $900 condo fees. That's freaking bonkers. You might as well be owning a house at that point. Another thing about condos is they can build them so fast and so rapidly. You gotta buy in an area that is established, and preferably in a good neighborhood. Like, you want to be buying Central or University White Ave area, especially University White Ave area, because you have students that could be buying your place when you go to sell. University's there, so it's always going to retain value. That's probably your number one neighborhood. But if you're looking a little at those and you're like, they're a little expensive, I'd say anywhere inside the Anthony Henday for a condo would be better than buying in condo land, say on the south side of Edmonton, where they're popping up like crazy. So another thing with condos, parking. You got to look for parking, because when you go to sell your place, people want a unit with parking. And if you have 2 parking stalls, that's freaking mucho gracias, right? Because 2 parking stalls is way better than 1, and people would buy your unit with 2 over one with 1 parking stalls. It's pretty basic. So that's essentially a little bit into condos. Next, we'll look at townhouses. Townhouses are the same in location, because you need to buy where they're not building a ton of condos and townhouses. Yeah, you don't want to buy in an area with a ton of townhouses, because they can just pop them up and that kills your value. If you're looking out your window one day and they're putting in high density townhomes, condos, duplexes right outside your place, that kills your value, obviously. So you want to buy in an area where they're not building a ton. There's also added bonuses with buying in established neighborhoods. You have greeneries already in, your landscaping's done, there's nice walking paths, there's usually lakes, there's tons of different things with an established neighborhood. There's probably stores nearby, grocery stores, food stores. It's all there for you already. You don't have to really speculate on what is being built there. And that is a great thing to do, because you don't really want to speculate when you're buying into a development, because they can build whatever they want anytime they want. So that eliminates some of the surprises, and we want to eliminate surprises. So with townhouses too, you want to buy a place with a garage if preferable, or a ton of parking in the area, because people need to park their cars. You want a finished basement. You got to look at if there's a condo fee associated with the townhouse. You got to make sure that the area is well maintained, the parking lot's well maintained, the buildings are well maintained, so you're not paying obscene condo fees with your townhouse. It's kind of like same as a condo. So that's a little bit about townhouses. Next, if you're in the higher range, you don't really want to buy a townhouse or a condo because you don't want to pay condo fees. You're looking at a duplex. Duplex is the same again, location. I always say, buy a place in an established neighborhood so they're not building a ton around you. That minimizes your risk when you go to sell again, because if you buy a duplex on a dirt patch on the outskirts of the city, they might just go and they might build all of a sudden a ton of different units by you. They might start building multifamily housing, they might be building townhomes, condos, and then that just drives your value down, right? It drives your value down. And some of those areas, what if they start developing and they kind of run out of money and it just doesn't end up the way you want it to, and all of a sudden nobody wants to buy your place? Second of all, you got to think with a duplex, you got to think attached garage, because you want somewhere to park. People need to park their cars. Double attached garage is ideal, but if you need to get away with a single attached, it's okay. Just make sure it's a decent size. Another thing about duplexes is finished basement. Of course, you want a finished basement because that just adds value. Duplexes, you're kind of looking into more rental potential. Obviously, with condos and townhouses, you can get rental potential, but duplexes, you're probably looking more to get a renter because the prices are a little bit higher on the range. So that's another thing you can do. Get a renter in there, help you pay your mortgage, and you can't go wrong with that, that's for sure. But that's just a little insight into the base price range and things to buy. If I was to suggest what to buy, I would suggest probably a duplex, obviously, if you can afford that. But if you're looking at a condo, townhouse, just make sure it's in a great location. That's number one. And those condo fees. Because if you get slapped with a high assessment, if they come to you and they need $50,000 for an assessment to fix the entire building, you need to be prepped for that. So that's something to look for when you're looking at condos, but that's something you would get a condo reviewer to do when you're looking to buy a condo. They would review all the documents, give you that insight. So essentially, I would suggest duplex so you avoid the condo fees. But if you have to do those, make sure with a condo and a townhouse, make sure you're making the right decision. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good one.